Hi, Catherine, and hi, Dr. Cooper. I thought this would be a creative way of responding to your message here. I'll still write something with this to make it count as points. But I really found what you said, first of all, Dr. Cooper, about how the students probably separate the religious beliefs or their faith. And you also mentioned here that from the need for evidence. I think that sounded very interesting. That's probably what they do because you were replying to Catherine, and I think you make a good point here, Doctor. I think that that's what happens. I'm going to try to be as short as possible because this is a great subject. This is one of my favorites actually that I've enjoyed because I took the two religion courses with Dr. Lynch, and I totally enjoy them, and it's changed me as well. So probably what you mean, Doctor, is that when a student like math with his, I would arguably say, his strong religious background, he's got that chip in here. But I reckon that when he started this program, there sort of was a shift, and let's just say analytically speaking, he inserted himself another chip to deal with the program. So he's dealing with two chips that sort of, to me, they would come into conflict. But you make a good point that they found he found a way to separate them, and I'm not pointing fingers at him because honestly I truly enjoyed his presentation, and I wish mine's were hopefully or will be as good as his. I don't know because my approach is different, and I'm more only focused on the MLA as something that will help me out, of course, through life, but also through teaching in a university or an ESL. But I really enjoyed Catherine's response and reply because I really tend to agree with her a lot. I'm not religious either. I have a religious background, but I always had inner doubts about everything. I was started as Roman Catholic, and I saw the Protestants. I went to evangelical Protestant church. I saw Baptist. I even visited a Masonic temple, but that was just a visit, and I'm technically a Christian Orthodox, if I have to be labeled with something. But at this point, I'm really not religious. I don't visit churches, and I want to say that I think that what Catherine, what you brought, is very, very interesting because I think the lack of logical criteria is a challenge for people who are strict on their religious beliefs. I think that it's hard to imagine them how they can fit. And I realized this when I took Dr. Lynch's course. I really enjoyed these two courses, and even the Crusades one last term. And that's when I started to open up my mind more because I think that the six ethical positions that are part of my artifact uh, tend to, for me, to open up your mind more and even question religious beliefs even more. Because this is only about 2,000 years old, and the world is way older than that. So it's really hard to think, and I don't want to get into it, but I know about Samaria. I know the Dead Sea papers, all of that stuff. I've been immersed into this, and I that's why I lean more towards your way of seeing it, Catherine. The only difference between you and I would guess, but this is just sharing, of course, is that I do believe we have a soul. I do believe in the universe and the logic behind the universe. I think there's much more even than our earthly physics, but that's another story. But what I want to say to wrap this up is that I do agree. The logical thought process and critical thinking criteria could hinge religious beliefs because religious beliefs are just like this, and people either believe it or not, and they accept it. But we as humans, and this is part of the MLA, this is what I enjoyed it with Dr. Lynch's course, that we actually get to question that. And even so now, but again, Matt's presentation is fantastic. I've enjoyed it, and those are just my 2 cents that I wanted to share with you all. And I think there's a lot to question, and we are not just supposed to be given information. We have to open our minds. Uh, I hope to get some replies here. Thanks.